welcome back to Real English Online. We're sticking with the Proficiency exam today, ECPE, and we're going to focus today on a new section. So in this video I'm going to be giving you some very quick information about the reading, and at the end I'm going to be giving you lots of really cool tips to help you get to grips with this part of the exam. Alright, so let's have a look at the facts. Alright, you have 4 texts with 5 questions each, so that means there's a total of 20 questions, if my maths is correct, which it is. The texts are about 350 to 400 words long, and this is one of the good things, you know, they're not that long, as you'll see in any ECPE Michigan test book. They're not that long, they're a really nice length. The answers are not in order, and here this brings me back to the picture. So this drives students a little bit crazy. If you're used to doing Cambridge exams, a lot of the time the number 1 is near the start of the text, number 2 is after number 1, number 3 is after number 2. In ECPE, nope, they don't do it that way. The answer could be pretty much anywhere in the text in any order. A lot of the time they do follow the same order, but sometimes number 4 will be in the first paragraph. There's nothing you can do about that. Alright, so you've got to bear that in mind as well. The readings, and this is why I like this part of the exam, are on a wide variety of topics, such as science, geography, space exploration, animals, anything like that. And most of the readings, as a teacher anyway, I love doing reading because I actually learn a lot from doing reading with my children, because they are very interesting texts. Alright, so let's have a look at the techniques that you can use in this exam to help you. And before I go any further, I would like to stress that the Proficiency exam is all about keeping yourself happy. Now, what do I mean by that? There are lots of practice test books, and what I would strongly advise you do is do the exam how you like to do it. What do I mean by this? Some students prefer to do the exam in order, like grammar, then the close, then the vocabulary, then the reading. I have had other students that prefer kind of doing it almost backwards. They like starting with the reading and then doing other sections. Yes, you have to be very careful when you're doing it this way, filling in your answers, because if you make a mistake, everything is going to be out of order, and it's very dangerous to do that. So you have to be mindful if you are doing it this way. But that's what I mean by this. Find an order that you like to do the exam. Personally, I recommend you stick to the order the exam is in, but some of my students prefer to do it other ways, and I always say to them, as long as they're happy, I'm happy. So let's have a look here. First of all, read the questions and highlight the key words. And I mean just read the questions, not A, B, C, D and all the options. Just the questions, very quickly, 20 seconds, highlighting all the key words so you know what information you're looking for. After you've done this, this is when you start reading through the text. Some people read through the whole text. Maybe you're a very fast reader, so you can read the whole text. Other people just take it one paragraph at a time and use these keywords to try and find the answers. So when you're reading, you say, oh, actually this looks like the answer for number 1 in the first paragraph. Number 3 looks like it's here because I can see the same words. So this works very well. If you're short of time, or even if you're not, scan quickly to find where the answer is. What do I mean by scan? Again, it comes back to the first tip. Highlight the word, yeah, and then look for that word or a similar meaning word, maybe a synonym, in the text. Usually in the ECPE exam, the answers are very, very easy to find. That's not the problem. The problem is understanding the answer once you've found it, as funny as it may sound. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, and I'll touch again on that in a minute. So, some more tips for you to get through this part of the exam. Firstly, the reading is a bit of a beast when it comes to time. It is time consuming, which is dangerous in this exam because you only have 75 minutes to do the grammar, the close, the vocabulary and the reading. You have to bear in mind that in the big scheme of things, the reading is only worth 20 marks out of 120. That's right, 20 out of 120. Some students spend way too long on the reading, and as I said earlier, if you're starting with the reading, you really have to make sure you don't do this. If, for example, you spend 1 hour on the reading, it's going to be a disaster. That leaves you 15 minutes for the rest of the exam, and you're going to fail. So, as I said here, don't spend more than 40 minutes. In fact, even 40 minutes I would say is too long. So remember, it's only 20 marks. Don't panic if there are unknown words. Accept the fact that there will be, okay, and that's for sure because they put those words in on purpose. They know maybe 70% of the students won't know them. Read the sentence to understand the meaning. So if this happens, just kind of read through the sentence and you'll hopefully be able to, is it a positive word, a negative word, a word meaning diversity or a lot of difference? You'll be able to figure it out, hopefully. Scanning is a great way to find answers. Many students, because the readings at the end, run out of time, especially on the last 1 or 2 readings, and I'm sure a lot of you here are going, oh yeah, he's right. Always happens. Scan, underline your keywords, quickly try and find them in the text. It's a speedy way of doing the reading, and it works to find quick answers. Eliminate answers. Now this is personally my favorite. I always tell my students A, B, C, D, read the text, then go back to the questions, and then say, well, it's not A, and it's not D, so that leaves me with B or C, and this is where they start playing with words to try and trick you. Remember, just like in the grammar and the vocabulary, they do the same thing. One is going to be the answer, and one is going to be a distractor to confuse you. Alright, that's what they're trying to do. So, bear that in mind and be very careful. You should always be able to underline something in the text that proves your answer is right. If you can't do this, well, then you probably haven't found the right answer. Alright, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this has been very useful, and if there's anything else, get in touch. Bye for now.